Explain why Elizabeth's religious settlement faced opposition. You may use the following in your answer: the excommunication of 1570 and the Acts of Supremacy and Uniformity in 1559. You must also use information of your own. 12 marks. Here's the mark scheme for this question, which you can find out about in more detail in our overview video. 6 of the marks are awarded for analysis of causation, so AO2. This question is all about explaining why, so you're bringing in a range of different factors to come to a judgment of why Elizabeth's religious settlement faced opposition. So that means that you need to be drawing on your own knowledge to give evidence for those points, which brings us on to AO1, which is also worth 6 marks, and that is for your knowledge and understanding of the period. So really, you need to be going beyond the stimulus points to score highly in this question. Here are the bottom 2 bands for this question. Again, our overview video explains all of this in much more detail, but have a read through to try and decide where you think your answer would fit. Generally speaking, to score highly on this question, your answer needs to analyse the question, and that means you need to have developed points which draw in relevant evidence. It should follow a logical structure, so it should be quite easy for the examiner to understand what you're arguing, and you should also be bringing in your own knowledge. These are the top 2 bands for this question. Have a read through and try and decide where you think your answer would fit. As long as the points you make in your answer are relevant to the question and correct, the examiner will give you the marks. But here are some examples of points that you could have made. It's a good idea to use the point, evidence, explain structure for this kind of question. So an example is you could make the point that Elizabeth faced great opposition from English Catholics. Your evidence could be the excommunication in 1570, which was one of our stimulus points. And then you could explain that this meant that English Catholics were under no obligation from the papacy to demonstrate loyalty to Elizabeth and were even called upon to remove her from the throne. So you can see that's a really nicely developed point, and it's brought back to the question, so it reinforces the argument that you would have made at the beginning. It's that kind of development and analysis of the question, which is how you can score in the higher bands. Have a read through the rest of the points and see if there's anything that you could have added to your answer.